Have you ever wondered about the role of women in ancient Roman society? It's a question that provokes thought, considering our general understanding of ancient civilizations often paints a picture of male-dominated societies. Yet, the Roman world was far from being a stage for men alone. As we peel back the layers of history, we reveal the significant roles and contributions of women, which often remain overlooked. From the bustling markets of the Roman Republic to the grand halls of the Roman Empire, women left indelible marks. They were not merely spectators, but active participants and influencers in various spheres of life. Figures like Agrippina, Livia, and Julia Doman were more than just the wives and mothers of great men. They were formidable forces in their own right. So, let's dive into the fascinating world of ancient Rome and explore the impact women had on its society. As we step back into the Roman Republic, we find that women's roles were quite different from those of today. In the bustling heart of the Roman Republic, women were tightly bound by societal norms and expectations. Their liberties were highly limited, and their roles were primarily confined to the domestic sphere. Women were expected to marry, bear children, and manage their homes. They were the backbone of the Roman family structure, nurturing the next generation of citizens, soldiers, and statesmen. Despite these constraints, Roman women played a crucial role in shaping the society and culture of the Republic. As wives, they were the custodians of their family's honor and reputation. They were tasked with instilling virtues and values in their children, ensuring the continuity of Roman traditions and customs. As mothers, they were the first teachers, imparting lessons of duty, loyalty, and courage to their sons and daughters. Women also held a significant role in religious ceremonies and rites. A notable exception to the domestic norm were the Vestal Virgins. These women, chosen from noble families at a young age, were granted unique status and privileges. They were entrusted with the sacred task of maintaining the eternal flame in the temple of Vesta, the goddess of the hearth. Their role was vital for the spiritual well-being of the Republic. They were revered, respected, and enjoyed liberties not granted to other women of the time. They could own property and were free from the control of their fathers or husbands, a rarity in the Roman Republic. Yet despite the vital roles they played, women in the Roman Republic were largely excluded from public life and political affairs. They had no voting rights, could not hold public office, and their voices were often silenced in matters of state. However, as Rome transformed into an empire, women's roles began to change. The rise of influential women like Livia, Agrippina, and Julia Doman marked a shift in the societal and political landscape, paving the way for women to step out of the domestic sphere and into the annals of history. With the advent of the Roman Empire, women began to step out of their traditional roles. The societal shifts that came with the transition from republic to empire brought about a change in the status of women. No longer confined to the domestic sphere, they began to assert themselves in a myriad of ways. During the Roman Empire, women found themselves with increasing freedoms, a stark contrast to the conservative norms of the Republic era. They began to exert influence in politics and culture, their voices resonating within the marble halls of power. Women of noble families in particular wielded significant political clout. They were the mothers, wives, and sisters of emperors, and they skillfully used their familial ties to shape the course of history. We see the influence of these women etched into the cultural fabric of the empire as well. They commissioned great works of art and architecture, becoming patrons of the arts in their own right. They were often the driving force behind public works projects, contributing to the beautification of Rome and other cities. They also sponsored poets and playwrights, fostering a vibrant cultural scene that would leave a lasting legacy. Moreover, women began to make their presence felt in public life. They attended public events, such as games and theatrical performances, an activity that would have been unthinkable in earlier times. They also played a crucial role in religious rites, serving as priestesses and participating in public ceremonies. Some even ventured into the business world, managing estates and running enterprises. The Roman Empire was a time of change, and women were at the forefront of it. Their contributions were instrumental in shaping the political, cultural, and social landscape of the time. They broke the mold of what was expected of them, boldly stepping into roles and spaces that had previously been the domain of men. Let's now turn our attention to some specific women who made significant contributions during this time. These were women of courage and conviction, women who dared to defy societal norms and make their mark on the world. They were the women of the Roman Empire. Among the influential women of the Roman Empire, two names stand out: Livia Drusilla and Agrippina the Younger. Livia Drusilla, the wife of the first Roman Emperor Augustus, was a woman of immense influence and power. Born into a prominent family, Livia was not just a wife and mother, she was a political strategist, a role model for Roman matrons, and a guiding force behind her husband's rule. Livia played an integral part in shaping the early empire, advising Augustus on political matters and helping him consolidate his power. Her influence extended beyond the walls of her home, as she engaged in public works, patronized the arts, and even had coins minted in her image, a clear sign of her significant status. On the other hand, Agrippina the Younger, mother of the infamous Emperor Nero, was a woman who manipulated power to her advantage. Born into the Julio-Claudian dynasty, Agrippina had a strong claim to power, and she used it ruthlessly. She was instrumental in securing the throne for her son Nero, and during the early years of his reign, she held considerable sway over the administration. Agrippina's influence was such that she was the first living woman to appear on Roman coins, a testament to her power and influence. However, her ambitious nature led to her downfall, as she was eventually murdered by her own son. Both Livia and Agrippina wielded their power in different ways. Livia was the model of a Roman matron, using her influence subtly and behind the scenes. Agrippina, however, was more overt in her use of power, manipulating events and people to secure her position and that of her son. These powerful women significantly shaped the Roman Empire, but they weren't the only ones. Another significant woman of the Roman Empire was Julia Doman, an intellectual and cultural influencer. Born in Emesa, Syria, she brought an eclectic mix of Eastern and Western philosophies to Rome, shaping the cultural landscape of the empire. Julia Doman was not just an empress. She was a patron of the arts and philosophy. Her court was a haven for intellectuals, a melting pot of thoughts and ideas, where philosophers, writers, and artists were welcomed and encouraged. It was here that the arts thrived, creating a cultural revival that resonated throughout the empire. She was known for her love of philosophy and was instrumental in the promotion of the Second Sophistic, a movement marked by the revival of Greek rhetoric and oratory. Her patronage was not limited to philosophers. She also sponsored the works of historians and playwrights, contributing to a rich tapestry of Roman literature. But her influence wasn't merely confined to the arts. Julia Doman was also the mother of two emperors, Caracalla and Geta. As their mother, she wielded considerable influence over them and, by extension, the politics of the Roman Empire. She often advised them on matters of state, demonstrating her political acumen and strategic thinking. Even after the death of her husband, Emperor Septimius Severus, she maintained her political influence, acting as a regent for her young sons. It was a testament to her strength and resilience, qualities that made her an indispensable figure in the Roman Empire. Julia Doman was not just an empress or a mother or a patron of the arts. She was a woman who left an indelible mark on the culture and politics of one of the greatest empires in history. Her legacy is a testament to the power and influence that women held in Roman society. These women and many others played significant roles in shaping the Roman Empire and its legacy. Julia Doman, with her cultural and political influence, was undoubtedly one of them. So, what can we learn from these influential women of ancient Rome? The stories of Agrippina, Livia, and Julia Doman reveal a rich tapestry of female influence and power that transcended societal norms of their time. Agrippina's strategic maneuvering in politics and Livia's deft handling of family affairs underscore their keen intellect and political acumen, proving that women were not just bystanders, but active contributors to the governance of the Roman Empire. Julia Doman, with her strong cultural influence, showed us that women could also shape the intellectual and artistic landscape of Rome. Her patronage of scholars and artists left an indelible mark on Roman society that still echoes in our modern times. From the Roman Republic to the Empire, the roles of women gradually shifted from the private sphere to the public arena, highlighting their increasing power and influence. Despite living in a male-dominated society, these women wielded significant influence and left a lasting legacy on the Roman Empire.